Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome back to Sales Funnel Radio. Today I'm going to teach you guys about how I found social ambassadors.
I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio.
Hello, my friends. Very excited for today. So in Funnel Hacking Live, Ray Higdon, he's in the inner circle. He's a guy I look up to a lot. He's a beast. Very, very cool guy. He spoke and he was talking a lot about some of the elements that caused his business to grow so quickly. And, I love taking notes at Funnel Hacking Live. I took a lot of them. Usually it's on my phone. I screenshot them and I go back and kind of distill them all later. But anyways, one of the coolest things that I like that he's talking about is he stood up, and if you don't know, he crossed $1 million very, very quickly. And he was telling us a little bit about some of the reasons why that happened. While he had a great product, that doesn't mean it's going to sell, right? And that's something I focus on a lot on this podcast. And so he went in and he started talking to us about it's because of this, because of that, because of this. And he was showing us kind of case studies throughout. Then he dropped this thing, and I thought it was brilliant. Inside of his community, one of the things he says that he does is, he wants to keep engagement high. He wants people to know that the community that they come into online is run well, that it's a safe place for them, that, there's a lot of negativity on this planet, and suddenly sometimes it's, we need safe havens to go where our dreams are still okay, and we don't have to constantly be in defense, right? Which I thought was cool. And he specifically, though, started talking about how he has used social ambassadors to go and keep his communities really, really awesome. So what he did is he talked about his strategy for hiring them. And he put out this post to his group and he said, "Hey, I would love for you to be a social ambassador for my community. Just to be completely clear, we expect around 5 hours a week from you, an hour a day, Monday through Friday. And then, it doesn't pay anything, just so you know. What it does pay is more access to me. You're going to get a chance to chat a little bit more with me, get more of the behind the scenes stuff. You'll be part of team huddles before we actually do events. That's maybe, it's kind of exclusive swag, stuff like that." And that was kind of it. And I thought, hey, that's really, really interesting. So on the way back from Funnel Hacking Live, on terrible Delta Wi-Fi, I decided to do that. And some of you guys saw that post, and I put help wanted up there, and I created a Woofu form. And I said, hey, tell me about yourself. Tell me about this and that. How long you've been in the group. What programs are you a part of mine? Just so I know how much they could actually help people if I made them a social ambassador for my community. It's really interesting, guys. I did something that I don't... I want to explain it. At the last question, the very, very last question said something to the effect of, you understand that this is not a paid position. You understand that this is... you understand that this is not something that comes with monetary pay, but you'll get more access to me in a few ways. Are you okay with the fact that you will not be paid, right? It was very forward on the fact that there's no money behind it. And it said yes or no. And this is crazy, man. Okay, about 72 hours later, I went and I checked the stats on it. I posted in a few different groups that I have, the biggest one being the Science of Selling Online. I posted in a few different groups, and I looked, and across all the groups, there was 116 applications started. But by the last question, only 26 actually finished. And I was like, interesting. Hey, that's fascinating. Huh. And there were some responses from people where I could tell they were just a little bit mad about the no pay thing. And I want to explain something to you guys about this. In fact, I learned this, I don't know where, somewhere in my childhood. Sometimes you just do stuff to do good things, right? And sometimes you just do things in order to be more known and gain proximity around other people, right? Like when I got the call to get hired by Russell, I told him, I was like, this is terrible negotiation strategies, I know, but I would do that for free. You're saying you're going to pay me to come sit by Russell so that I can come and help him build his funnels? Yeah, totally. 100%. Absolutely. Okay. what's interesting is like a lot of times when I'm looking to hire somebody, when I'm looking to bring somebody into a team, I want them to be married first and foremost to the mission that I am serving. Okay? I'm the capitalist pig. I'm trying to teach people to get rich. I'm trying to teach people who didn't, they didn't have an upbringing with a silver spoon. I'm trying to bring people who have been trying to launch actively, trying to show people how they can make money and easy ways and formulas to pull it off using the internet, right? And lots of leverage that's out there. If I get somebody coming in, like this has happened multiple times, tons of times when I've gone and I know I needed to expand the team. Hear me clearly, when somebody, the first question out of their mouth is, well, how much is this going to get paid? Or how am I going to get compensated again, Stephen? Or how are you going to be helping me? Okay, Stephen, this is what I need from you. Now, I understand that this is 100% a give and a take thing, and all of business is. But when it is the first question out of their mouth, instead of, what is it that you want me to be doing? What is it that you've realized that the audience needs, right? How is it that I can serve? How is it that we can go help more people? Okay, that is very, 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 a different mindset of an individual than somebody's like, I need to be making money from you before I'll even think about serving you. That's a very different mentality. I try not to say names on this. Okay. This podcast is watched by a lot of people now. Just on iTunes. That's crazy. Anyway. So I'm just going to, you know what? Take it, man. I'm trying to all right, someone extremely famous, we all know, says he wakes up every day trying to ask himself, how can more people be saying my name every single day? He's like, all my focus is how in that day can more people hear my name? And I was talking with Russell about this, and we were laughing. It's like, that is 100% the opposite motivation that a lot of us have in the space. It's not that it isn't nice to have a little limelight. It's not that it isn't nice to grow and have a big following. Right? Those are all byproducts of what we all do. And you guys likely are starting to see that if you are doing what I've been telling you to. But it's not like the core motivation though either. Man, we're like trying to like change the world, right? We're trying to like go help and bless and like cash is a byproduct of that as well. And there's a lot of positivity that comes around with it. Anyway, so when I go in and I have somebody come to me and say something like, well, how much is it going to pay? What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And it's specifically a monetarily driven individual. I appreciate their focus on cash. I have a massive focus on revenue. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to not be focused on that. But when I can tell that it is the only thing that they care about and they will only go to the extent of the contract for which they are hired, I do not hire that person. Okay? And this is how I do it. So here's what happened afterwards. So 116 people started the app, only 26 finished. I went through and I watched all the videos. They had to put in a 3-minute video saying why they would be a great fit. Okay, the hard part was that those who actually took the time to do the stuff, they actually went, they're pretty much all incredible. They're all amazing. Just amazing individuals. They'll pretty much all get it. Okay, because I could use more than one social ambassador for the groups that I have, right? So what ended up happening was here's what I like to do. I like to go and reach out and chat with some of these people and chat and talk with them. And I let them know, like, yeah, this is not a paid position. However, there's a few specific key individuals that I saw videos from where I was like, you know what? This person would be great as a performance coach in my OfferLab program. Or this person would be perfect. And this person would be perfect in this specific role. Oh my gosh, right? This person, right? What it did, it helped me see those people who shine. And they sent in applications with no thought of pay. And so what I was able to go do afterwards is reach back out to them and say, hey, thank you so much. I'd love to, I actually don't want you for this social ambassador role. I actually want to bring you in as a paid member of my team. And I got to be honest with you guys, I do something that might make some of you guys uncomfortable. I lowball, okay? I lowball on how much I will pay them. And if they back out again, it's another one of my tests. If they back out again at that time, I'm like, well, you know what? We'll go back and review some more applications. We got a few more as well. Just wondering if you've had any, if you have any interest, and we will reach back out if this works out with you. But if they're like, you know what, that's fine. I would have done this for free. I'm like, jackpot, right? Then what I do is then I go and I pay a fair wage at that point. Make sense? So I start out hey, who just loves the mission so much of what I'm doing? Who just wants more proximity? Who wants to be able to go in and just find more, see more behind the scenes of what I'm doing? Sweet, get all these awesome people in. It sifts out a lot of people. No offense, not trying to offend anybody, but this is why I did that. What I do is there's several layers. So the first filter is who would do it for free? Sweet. Now those who would be great for a paid position, I'm gonna go a little bit low, pretty low, okay? And then when I find out that they're still totally in and they're ready to rock and that didn't bother them at all, then I go back and afterwards announce to them the actual real wage. And some people I'm sure would get pissed off by my methods on that. That's okay. Have your own methods. That's mine. So what's cool about that though is it helps me find those individuals who are really, really, really excited to do what I'm doing and to be all in. You know, what's interesting is like, I've attended a lot of inner circle meetings. I'm in the ClickFunnels inner circle. I'm in, right? And I've never in my entire life seen anybody stand up and accept their 2 Comma Club award and they were the only person in their company. Doesn't happen, okay? I can't even think of one person who's gotten a 2 Comma Club award by themselves, okay? It takes usually 1, 2, 3 people. Right? I'm sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, okay? Not one. Okay, it takes more than one individual to do that because you got to divide and conquer. Someone's got to be handling, right, fulfillment. Someone's got to be handling sending in ads. That's a full-time profession, right? It's a full-time profession to be offer and product creator. That's my role, right? The whole core of my business is content and coaching and creating products. That's what I do. That's my role. But there are other people brought in for other roles that I have to have, or I can't do what I do. And I massively try to find ways to scratch their backs, right? It's like my content team, right? My content team right now, they're amazing, brilliant individuals. I am so lucky to have them. I'm always nervous to tell you who they are so no one steals them from me, okay? But I constantly try to do things to help them realize how much I appreciate them. Things that they were not expecting, things that I didn't lead with, right? Like recently, if you guys go to stevejlarsen.com, stevejlarsen.com, you can click on team at the top and it will show you a lot of the members of my team. And I kind of cycle them through, or different members are featured on my team at a time. Not everyone's on there at all times. But it's my way of saying thank you. They're featured on stevejlarsen.com with a link back over to their personal profile page. Like it's pretty awesome, right? I didn't need to do that, right? But I'm trying to constantly, if it took those little extra little goodies, right? And there's little shout outs, and a lot of them I filmed testimonial videos for that they were not asking for or expecting, that they can use to keep getting clients. And I kick clients and referrals over to them all the time. Like if it takes all those things in order for somebody to agree to work with me, I don't want them in the first place, okay? So a lot of the way that I found them was exactly how I'm talking to you right now. I went and I grabbed, right? I did a lot of contests. You guys know I'm a capitalist. Right? You got to be awesome. You got to be awesome to work on my team, right? You got to be awesome. I'm extremely, extremely aggressive and very competitive. I got a smile on my face, right? I'm kind of jovial. I laugh and stuff, but I'm extremely competitive, okay? And I am here to win. I do not lose, okay? And I'm not saying that I don't, but that's my mentality. I'm ready to rock, take over the world, and push my message out to the ends of the earth, okay? So you got to be awesome. But like if I go out and there's all these competitions and contests and stuff to find those people, and then I started bringing people in, and it's the same kind of thing, right? I didn't pay them a ton of money at the beginning. I've gradually increased their pay across the board to all of them. And then little tiny nuggets out that they were not expecting, testimonials from me, right? Little things being featured on stevejlarsen.com. I know, like we're doing a huge project right now to go launch a podcast. I'm going to have a third show. I'm going to have a third podcast around the One Funnel Away Challenge, which will be going out soon here. And I'm just going to interview cool success stories from those who've taken the challenge. There's some crazy stories. So I thought, like, these can't go to waste. I got to get you guys on shows. So anyways, there's a One Funnel Away. So anyways, they're going off and they're building this. But soon what I'll do, and I've told them just recently, hey, let's get you guys on Sales Funnel Radio. Everyone deserves to know who you guys are and how awesome you are. So, just because I'm paying them, I'm still selling them over and over on the vision and the role that I have. Those in my team, they know why I'm doing what I am, and they know how much I appreciate them. I can't do what I am without them. So that's the whole point, though, guys. Is I'm trying to help you understand and see, like, I've got these social ambassadors now in sales and the Science of Selling, and lots of other groups that I have in Offer Lab. I've got performance coaches and accountability coaches, and it's been a ton of fun to go out and build this stuff out and get another layer of support support product-wise that I really needed for the community, for things that I sell, to be more like an extension of me, another arm extension of me and what I do. And it's been a ton of fun, but the way that I do it is very methodical to make sure that I find those who are first married to the vision, and then I will make sure that they are paid and overpaid in terms of like the way I'll do a lot of little bonuses with them, and I'll bring them on things, and I'll continually kick leads over. In fact, there's a ton of people now on the ClickFunnels team that knows about my team members specifically by name. They're asking how we're doing what we're doing because we're killing it, right? And so they want to know. And so, I mean, how awesome would it be if I can just connect them? Like, that's a huge value add. And all it does is increase the relationship on both ends, right, with me and those on my team as well. So I have two content teams now. I have an internal funnel team. I'm starting to put together a coaching team, which has been a ton of fun, and then admin. Okay, so we're gonna grab an assistant, other stuff. Anyway, it'll be cool. But that's just some of the ways that I create the relationship. I do not ever want to have, like Tim Ferriss in the book 4-Hour Workweek talks about how some different strategies and tactics about how to grow a company. And he says, look, in one area you can give your team and you can give those in your company that work for you crazy room to just mess up like crazy, right? Just not be amazing. No, I do require my people to be absolutely amazing, but that doesn't mean that I need to do the other side that he also gives an example of, where I have to be this crazy jerk. You know, I don't have to be that. I don't have to be all Mr. Negative the whole time and like constantly be down everyone's throat, just trying to remind, like, well, I could fire, you're replaceable at any moment, I could get rid of you. Like, that's not an environment anyone wants to work for. Anyways, I thought I'd just share a little bit about my methodology for how I go in and bring somebody in, so that you guys can see, like, I hope you're expanding your teams and you're at least have that on the top of your mind, if not yet, and understand, like, I am not here to make somebody scared to come to work or do a task for me. What I am here to do is I'm here to enable them to do the thing I hired them for. So one of the practices I also have with them is I will ask continually, hey, what is it that you're needing from me that you don't have, that you've been needing to even do what I hired you for, right? If someone's amazing at Facebook ads, right, I need to facilitate that individual's zone of genius. I'm not good at Facebook ads. They shouldn't come to me, right, trying to ask, like, how I want my ads run. I don't know. You're the expert. You do it. That's why I hired you, right? But it is my role in my company to get them everything they need to do what I hired them for in the first place. Okay? So when somebody amazing comes along, right, I got an amazing YouTube expert. You guys have got a chance to meet her in a little bit. Okay? I got an amazing blog writer, 2 of them. Incredible blog creator. She's amazing, right? I got an absolutely fantastic, he's so good at balancing audio and patching all this stuff together. He's going to help launch a lot of the One Funnel Away challenge stuff, the next podcast. I got just absolutely incredible social media expert who spreads all this amazing stuff around. You get a chance to meet her as well. I have absolutely fantastic Pinterest expert. She's amazing at what she does. Okay, they're all incredible. But they are as geeky in their thing as I am in mine, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And my entire role in my business has begun to shift while I take on, like, to-do lists that facilitate a zone of genius that they already have. It shouldn't always be done in my way because I'm not an expert in what they do. Okay? I'm here to facilitate their zone of genius and get them into it. And it's a question I will ask them frequently. Hey, what else can I do for you to help you get inside of your zone of genius for my stuff, right? What is it? Like, I hate it whenever this is actually the example I give them, and then I'll stop here. I tell them, hey, remember back in the day when I'd be building a lot of funnels for other people, and I could just look at their funnel and I could tell, if I could just get these 2 or 3 things from you, I could go do and make your funnel do things that you don't even know exist. But because you're dragging your feet on these 2 or 3 things, I can't go do the really epic crap on your funnel that I wish I could, right? And I would tell some clients that, and they'd be like, well, I just don't know if I want that. And I'd be like, just give it to me and I'll do it, you know? What I don't want to be, I don't want to be that for those that I hire and those who work for me. So I constantly am trying to figure out ways to continually give them the things that they need to facilitate this zone of genius I don't even know exists. that I wouldn't know. I'm not smart enough to ask for. Remember, I am the orchestrator. I'm not every instrument in the orchestra. Guys, thanks so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully you realize the importance of the team itself. I absolutely love the team. I don't look for a rock star to hire anymore, meaning they need to be rock star at what they do, but I look to see people who I can hire who are specific in a single discipline, right? They don't need to know how to do everything. I don't know how to do everything, okay? But they need to be really, really, really freaking good at the one thing I'm hiring for. I don't care if they suck at everything else. I'm just looking for one. Gone are the days where the Renaissance man is paid. Not true at all. Okay, get really, really insanely good at one skill set and hire out the rest. That's exactly what I've done, and the same is true for their side, right? I try to be the dream client for them, and they do all these extra things I just never even knew existed or even knew to ask them. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Please rate it on iTunes. That would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to convince iTunes even more so that this podcast is worth its salt, and that it should be higher ranked. Okay, I feel like no one else drops this kind of stuff on their show, and I'd love to be able to push this even further. So if you could, it would really mean a lot to me, whether in YouTube or iTunes. If you guys could go leave a review for me, thank you so much, and we'll see you on next episode. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. As you likely have heard in my podcast, I left my job January 2018 to build my $1 million business completely from scratch without any funding or any help, and I hit it. Right on February 1st, 2019, just 13 months later, we actually grossed $1 million, which is pretty awesome. Better yet, I got to keep a lot of the cash just because my costs are honestly not very high. That said, there's several tools, though, I use to automate vital pieces of my business, and ClickFunnels is one of them. ClickFunnels lets me build automated sales machines all over the internet that are non-stop pitching people for me. It's only $97 a month. Better yet, I don't need to be a coder. If you're asking yourself, Steven, are you giving me a blatant pitch for ClickFunnels right now? Yes, 100%. I think it's dumb when people don't use ClickFunnels, okay? It makes you more and saves you more. Basically, I have the power of an entire tech team in my hand, and I want you to have it. Go grab a free trial of ClickFunnels by going to freecftrial.com. I want everyone to have and experience the power of ClickFunnels in their business. So they're letting me hook you up at freecftrial.com.